Well, starting the stream a little bit earlier today, or possibly later. Actually, it's just a little bit earlier. And I just realized I forgot to change the thumbnail to the custom beautiful one I made for this stream. Yeah, there it is. Which is dumb on my part, but anyway, let's get into things. I just ate 2 cookies, so I'm a little bit on the hyper end of things, at least for the next like 2 minutes or so. I feel like as an adult I don't experience that same sort of sugar rush as I used to. But let's post this thing on the Discord and get into the old stream here. How's it going, guys who are already here joining in? Tuning in live to the beginning of the stream, which is currently dark, and it will... There we go. Okay. It's not going to stay dark forever. Hey, immediately like 11 people here? Goodness. Thank you for joining. Okay, Brian, why did you have to one-up me like that? 6 cookies? Come on now. From the UK, what time is it in the UK? At least where you are. I'm not sure if the UK has different time zones. That's probably something I should know, but I do not know. Can we even flip the car? That's probably possible with the hydraulics, but I have not really thought about that. So today we are going to be attempting to get through some of these ridiculous races, and by ridiculous I mean we have 31 regular races left, 9 URL races, and a whole lot of pain and misery in those because it's all on hard. Yeah, goodness, it's going to take us many streams to do that, but today I'm just going to be flexing my wide body. We're going full out, try and get as many world events done as we can, and just do them all. That's the goal. So I'm hoping to do like 10 events in the next hour and a half, or maybe more. We shall see. I'm only 50% done the game, but it feels like with all the time I've spent, I probably should be more than that, but at the same time, well, we still have a ways to go, so let's do it. 12:47 a.m. Yikes. G35 in Forza Horizon 4 with primer bodied and tape lights. What do you... I mean... Is the car even in that game? I don't think it is. So, yeah. Let's do one of these circuits, I guess. Or I'm actually kind of in the mood for a sprint. Well, I was going to say on Monday, but that was literally yesterday for me. I was playing Dirt 5, and I have been playing a bit of it, just trying to get through the game. I've been feeling like playing some Dirt games, and Dirt 5 is one of the ones I haven't played through. So, yeah, I've been trying to enjoy it. Definitely some things I don't like about it, but I gotta get used to this game again, is what I'm trying to say, ultimately. Gotta get used to the handling and the way it works. I've got way more time in this game than Dirt 5, but still. It takes some getting used to. Now that we're hounding a Subaru through the streets. Right, let's, well, try and get through this. You know, guys, I think if you didn't watch the last stream, you probably missed the part where we got the wide body. And the G35 went from a very putrid green to a equally putrid purplish color. And it's, I mean, better in some ways. It's an improvement. But it's also a major setback. I feel like we still need one more design on the car. However, I am happy with its current Japanese flag sticker package and pretty much everything else that's going on here. We are a full 10 out of 10 car in terms of the style points, including having spinners, so you can tell that this is oh geez, this is a bit of a baller ride here. Hey, you like the purple? That is 1 vote for the purple. It is pearlescent, as you probably noticed, because it's Need for Speed, it has to be pearlescent, and I feel like what I want to do, if we can figure out how to do it, is try and get carbon wide bodies for 1, because that would be sweet, and then 2, wow, these guys are just all over the place, but then 2, I want to be able to make the car look a little bit nicer without having spinners and still maintaining that beautiful 10 out of 10 rating on the stars, so we'll see. Yes, we are full on wide body, the widest of the wide G35 here, just as it should be. No questions about that. Not Cross, welcome to the stream. The wide edition. Okay. Yeah, I mean, so far so good this race. It seems like things are progressing. I don't want to lose, but oh, that's bad. Full boost, we're gonna have to use it out of this corner. Come on. You've missed the last 3 streams. That is some kind of heresy. I'm afraid you have been sentenced to a self-ban. Oh, everybody's here. Goodness. Welcome PTB to the unfortunately lead fuel free stream. And Need for Speed does not allow our glorious fueling in here. Oh, goodness. Well, I was just thinking today about my G35 that's currently in further pieces in the garage, and the fact that I'm going to be driving this G35 in the game, and I totally missed that shortcut. That's real bad. Oh no. Oh no. We're going to have to boost to even have a chance now. Just past everybody. That's not good. I'm gonna restart. Yeah, I really screwed up the end of that race there. Yikes. But again, as with all races that are failures, that was just a warm-up. Just a warm-up for what's really to come here. And what's really to come is hopefully some wins under our belt, because we need a lot of them. That RSX is blazingly quick for some reason. And that van is incredibly hard to run through for some reason. See, I would have gotten away without oh man, I can't talk today. I would have gotten away without taking that one shortcut way at the end, but in this case, I am just like falling behind. I always find that there is a car literally right there every single time you're around that corner, and that time was no exception. I'm just gonna steal a bit of boost off the back of this guy, and I ran into him as he ran into somebody else. That is ridiculous. This race is all over the place. Oh, I saw your comment about my setup. You can see what my PC specs are in the about section of my YouTube. That's where they're hiding. And then if you're wondering about recording and streaming, I just use OBS. Pretty basic solution, but it works, so it just makes it easy. Oh no. Oh no! Ah, this is such a rough race now. Dang. Okay, I'll probably have to do this one again, but oh well. If that's how it goes, that's how it goes. The warm-up is real. A little bit too real. I was actually doing better in the last race. Oh, but I keep hitting traffic in this one. Yeah, you know what? One more time. That's all we need. Okay. So I was thinking about my G35 that's in bits in the garage, thinking about how I am attempting to pull the engine. Silent plug for the second channel there, because there's an update on it. But man, oh man, is it a lot of work. And it's very interesting work as well. We have our ridiculously quick G35 and Need for Speed, but in real life to get these kind of mods, it's like a pain in the butt. That has got to be one of the worst corners I've ever done. Oh man. Okay, we can make up for all this. All we need is time. Lots and lots of time. And I'll just probably save the boost until we actually need to, just to let it go around one of these corners after I hit a car or two or more. Just like that. The thing about, like, any sort of modification to cars is that if you're going to do it right, it's going to be extremely expensive. Unless it's something super basic that any random person can do, it's going to take a specialist. So whether that's like a body person if you wanted to do a body kit, or engine stuff if you're not skilled with that, it's just ridiculously pricey. And it just makes me it makes me understand a little bit more what goes into the engineering of these cars and like the time that gets spent on developing the full package. Because it's one thing to design an engine on its own, but then it also has to be serviceable. It has to be something that can be removable unless you're BMW, in which case it needs to be removable for every single maintenance item. But yeah, it's just kind of crazy. I don't know. Like the G35, at least the one that I have, is a one engine car. Like that's the only engine that they have in those cars, at least in North America. And that allows them to tailor the engine base specifically for it. So in that way, it's like, well, it's crammed in there for one. There is not a lot of space around the engine in that engine bay. Whereas the Tibron, for example, my Tibron is the 4-cylinder. There is a ton of room in the engine bay for a V6, and I really appreciate having so much space in that car to be able to work on stuff. You don't have to move much to be able to work on things, which is really nice. And maybe a bit of an underrated perk of a small engine car. Oh, I missed a shortcut again! Oh, jeez. Well, if we can finish the race this time, that would be a bonus. I swear, back when I played this game as a child, I used to miss that corner just the same way, where I would run into the one outcropping on the piece there. Like, literally exactly the same. Goodness. Okay, we're gonna try that one more time after I said that I would only take one more time. It's I don't know. I like to make mistakes. Why do I enjoy working on my car? I think it's because I just find it interesting, and I really like engineering. I mean, that's sort of my education as well. So it makes sense that I'm into how things kind of go together, and I really like to see that firsthand. I'm not somebody who is easily taught just by somebody telling me something. Like, the way that I learn is by doing things. Like, I'm having a hard time describing this. Basically, I'm a very tactile learner, and to be able to touch something and like mess with it and move my engine around, well, that's a weird way to put it, but move things around on the engine and work on the engine and various bits of the car as well. That sort of teaches me how it works, which is something that I find interesting. And then it also is like a very tangible way to learn about the engineering that goes into cars. And I mean, it's as good as you can get in terms of experiencing like very in-depth mechanical things, unless you have other hobbies, including engines. But yeah, I don't know. I've just always been interested in that kind of thing. Like, back before I had my own car, I used to be really into RC cars, like hobby grade ones, and I would build them and do modifications to them and stuff, and it is a lot of fun for me. So naturally that extends into cars as well. And yes, the 4-cylinder is lighter than the V6, but weirdly the Tiburon is not a very light car. It's only, I think it's 300 pounds less than my Infiniti, but it has half the horsepower, to put things into perspective. So my Infiniti sedan is only 300 pounds heavier, and it is double the horsepower, and also rear-wheel drive, just to give you a speed perspective. So, talking about repairing cars, like, I like having multiple cars because that means that if I am repairing something, I can take my time. Something that's always been a problem since I have started having a car. That's a weird way to put it. Since I got my first car, is like, if I wanted to do something and I didn't know how to do it, it's going to take me time to learn. So I would need a way to get to work and school and those things, and I wouldn't have that if I had my car laid up for too long. Like, if it was sitting on jack stands on the driveway or something, then obviously I'm not going to be able to take it to school. So I've taken my cars to repair shops for a long time just for the convenience of it. But now that I have my own space and extra cars, it's fine to be able to do things myself. So that was always a dream of mine. Anyway, we finished that pretty handily after 5 attempts. And goodness. On to the next one, I guess. That hopefully counted. Yes, it did. And we do have another URL race to do as well. But I might just keep doing sprints. Yeah, definitely just curiosity and hobby. That's just what I'm into, I think. I just have a really strong interest in mechanical things, and it extends very easily into cars. Basically, I'm not a civil engineer, but I'm kind of partway there. I'm a technologist, technically. So I kind of went into the wrong discipline. I should have done mechanical, or started to get into automotive stuff instead. But anyway. Stuck at home for a week because you don't know what's wrong with your car? You know, that sounds like a BMW thing. Yeah, I definitely feel you there. I think, so back when I used to have a Subaru, Impreza. I really wanted a WRX, obviously, but anyway. The car was having some issues with the head gasket, and very, very Subaru-esque things. And I was kind of afraid to drive it because it was leaking oil pretty rapidly. It was also burning oil, and it was making some bad noises. And so I was like, you know what, now's the time to get a new car. And it just so happened that the colleges in Ontario, and the one that I was going to specifically, went on strike right as that happened, so I didn't have to drive to school anymore. and so I was able to to go and get the Infiniti that I have now, the sedan, as a replacement, and hold on to the Subaru for a couple of weeks until I was able to sell it. But the timing was ridiculous, and I mean it was ridiculously good. I don't think I would have been able to get another car, at least that quickly, unless I had that time off. Ooh, okay. You just got vaccinated and now you're sick? You know, sometimes that happens. It's just like getting vaccinated for the flu. Sometimes people get vaccinated and they get sick with it immediately afterwards. But that does not mean that you're not that your vaccine isn't working. Yeah, that is exactly the motto. Civil engineering is static, so your designs should not move unless they were designed to, like swaying bridges and such. Mechanical engineering is a lot more complicated. There's a lot more physics involved there and stuff that I did not get into at all, which is probably for the better, because if I'm totally honest with you guys, I'm not the greatest of students. Yeah, I was about 2 years away from becoming an engineer, and I decided to settle on being a technologist. But yeah, 2 more years in university, and I could be an engineer if I wanted to, which I currently don't. This is the train yard, and the train yard is just full of random shortcuts and jumps and stuff, which is kind of bad for Need for Speed physics. Oh, that's rough. Everything is just bumping around. Okay, use some of our ridiculously built up boost here. Blast through a fence or 3, and then hopefully be able to make that. There we go, beautiful. Beautiful. Train yard is supreme because trains, yeah. I expect that from you. Although I think that trains are very interesting. I do not know much about them. Both sick and sick. Now you can say you're sick nasty. Get into that 90s theme. Oh, mini motorways? Yeah, I actually have seen that. I have it's called Mini Metro, is it? I have that game. And I enjoyed that one, so I was thinking about trying to see if I could get a copy of Mini Motorways to play for the channel, but they have not responded yet, so I might end up having to buy it. Oh man, another train yard sprint. This game hates me, but that's okay. I think that there's definitely a correlation between people who are interested in cars and people who are interested in engineering. It seems to make a lot of sense to me, at least. That if you're interested in cars and you're interested in like modification of cars and how cars work and that sort of stuff, that it's a pretty natural flow to just be into cars too, or be into engineering too. Dang it. Or at least have that sort of like aptitude. Maybe taking the gas station shortcut was not the best idea, but that was a pretty ridiculous come up there. I managed to jump up into second place just off going real slow into a shortcut. I'll have to consider that for the... Oh wait, this is only 1 lap. Every time I see that body shop, I want to run through it like... Oh, that sucks. I want to run through it like Burnout Paradise. Is that guy the same color? Oh my goodness, we can't have this. That's an imposter. There's literally an imposter Honda Civic next to me. That is... more illegal than I have ever seen. Half the words I say today don't make any sense. Oh, I'm an idiot. No. Oh, I suck. That was horrible. Okay, all I need is all these guys to just crash and burn right now. That's the only way. Or the Civic, at least. Fall to me, Civic. No! Flip over, you beast. Man, oh man. That sucked. Oh yeah, one thing I'm planning on doing this stream is hosting a bit of a poll, because I'm genuinely interested in your guys' opinion on what Need for Speed we should get into after this game. I suspect that stage 5, oh dang, is the last stage. So I'm I'm thinking that soon I should probably think about picking up the next game, or at least setting it up, getting it ready. I have Need for Speed Most Wanted. I was thinking about potentially doing Carbon, but I have to figure out how to get a PC copy. And then my third option is Heat. So I was thinking about throwing up a poll for that. So discuss amongst yourselves, or in your mind, what you think would be the best one for this series as it continues. Welcome to the stream, Owen. Thank you for joining. Need for Speed Train Sim? Oh no. Seems like it might be a little bit too on rails for me. Prefer the open world. I have Pro Street, but I have it for Wii and PSP. Okay, we're going up here. I didn't know that that was a way you could go before, and then I realized after I didn't take it that you could just jump that. Probably easier. But yeah, I haven't played Carbon, like at least not the real copy, the real version. I've played Own the City, which is the PSP version of Carbon, quite extensively, but I've never played the actual, like, legit PC copy. But I'm very, very interested in Heat, or potentially one of the other newer Need for Speeds, because I've only really played the old games, and I want to see where these new ones have ended up. Yeah, just an idea. Heat right now is literally $90 on Steam, which is insane. So I'm not going to be buying it unless it comes on sale. That's just way, way too much money. Okay, we finally got a second race done. Need for Speed Payback? I mean, the problem is I don't own any of these games, so I'm just kind of waiting for sales to buy them, and then to try them, and then to decide if that's what I want to play. But yeah, Need for Speed Heat is literally $90, which is astronomically expensive. Let's do a street cross, and I'm thinking, like, man, there's no way it's worth that much, so I'm gonna wait for a sale on that, and then we'll see. I'll probably end up buying it no matter what. Obviously, there are definitely some new games coming up that are gonna be added to my catalog of things to play, including but not limited to Forza Horizon 5. That's a big one on the list. I'm really interested in the new Test Drive Unlimited, Solar Crown, not Unlimited, Test Drive, Solar Crown. Is it unlimited? Maybe. Limited to Hong Kong, there you go. But I'm very interested to play that. So when that comes out, I'm gonna be down. What else? What else? It is unlimited? Okay. I thought I had the title wrong there. But yeah, the Test Drive Unlimited, Forza. What else is coming out? There probably isn't going to be any Need for Speed for a while, I wouldn't think, but you never know. Now that Ghost Games is done. But yeah, being a well, I can generally get review copies for games, so I'm super hopeful that Forza reaches out to me a bit early so I can check it out. But we shall see. Gran Turismo, I do not have a PlayStation, so I can't play it. Yeah, I know. I have not played any Gran Turismo since the PSP version, maybe? That might be the last one that I've played a decent amount of. Legitimately, I am like very behind on Gran Turismo. I'd like to get a PlayStation, but as you would likely suspect, they are few and far between, and I don't think buying a PlayStation 4 makes too much sense at the moment. Okay, how the heck did we get 8 seconds up on these guys? That is just 12 seconds on the competition. I'm playing on hard mode. Did they crash? Oh no, maybe my Dirt 5 skills have gotten a little bit too strong here. Well, alright then. That was an easy one. Somehow won by 14 seconds. Alright. Yeah, I actually have Gran Turismo 4, I just haven't played it. My PS2 has some faulty cables, so when I project it on the when I hook it up to the TV, it doesn't look right. There's something off with it. I'm trying to get some new cables. I have not been trying very hard, to be honest with you, but I do need to get new cables for it before I can really enjoy anything. Okay, we got 2 drag races and a URL race over here. We got another one over here. I'm feeling like another one of those street crosses because that one went so well. Yeah, no, I really want to play some console games, but I still haven't bought myself a... I have a long list of things to buy. Alright, I'm just too cheap to buy them. Honestly, I need to buy a capture card. I was thinking about getting a webcam for these streams, because I think it'd be a lot of fun to have that sort of interaction. And then I want to get some of the new games, and obviously they're expensive as heck. I don't know, everything's pricey. That is one of those realities of life, though. Bye-bye. I was wondering there which way he would go. A little bit worried we're going to end up having a collision, but... oh, that sucked. But we're good. Hey, money. Okay, so we haven't been here yet. Alright, let's do it. The most recent grid game, is that not a reboot of the original Race Driver Grid? Because I have finished Race Driver Grid and I really enjoyed it. I've also played through Grid Autosport in its entirety, but I did not even give that game a second look. Like, I think Race Driver Grid holds up just fine and you don't need a remake of it, if you're on PC at least. Okay, did that guy just shoot off into hyperspace and then immediately jump into first place? What kind of Need for Speed rubber banding is that? Come on, game. Man, oh man. That was ridiculous, but also hilarious. Let's see if it happens again. Okay, apparently it did not happen again, but I was hopeful. I was definitely hopeful. Oh, goodness. I don't know. I think if we're talking about the most recent Codemasters games, well, they gave me a copy of F1 2021, and then they also gave me a copy of Dirt 5. So the disclosure right there that I have been given access to the games for free, and early as well in some cases. But I I don't know. Dirt 5 is okay. I like Dirt Showdown better. I like Dirt 3 better. Those are the two Dirt games I played extensively. Dirt 5 is under those in my books. Like, I like the dynamic weather, but that's pretty much it. In other Codemasters games, I think F1 2021 is seemingly turning out good, but I don't know. I haven't played it. None of them have been particularly good. Like, from the perspective of somebody who has played most of the old games, I don't know. I just haven't been enjoying their games as much lately. Oh yeah, Toka Race Driver 1 and 2. I have Toka Race Driver 2, and that is a very interesting game. Kind of fun. I have it for the original Xbox, so it's a totally different experience. The game is attempting to tell me stuff, but I'm going to very strictly ignore that and go and do this special event. Whoa. You know what else is a pretty decent racing game that I don't see a lot of people talking about is Street Racing Syndicate is actually not that bad. It's not amazing, like it doesn't compete with Need for Speed, but it isn't horrible. Like, it's not a terrible knockoff or anything. Oh. You miss the old Infiniti? Is that even possible? You long for the green? You know, in some ways, we still have the green with us. It is there, still ever present on the gauges. And no, I have not tried the RX-7. I don't know, I'm not really that into RX-7s. I know that's definitely one of those JDM Halo cars, just like, well, Skylines and Supras, and pretty much anything else that is fast, coupe, and rear-wheel drive, or at least perceived to be fast. Fast and Furious has done us dirty all these years. Okay. Well, let's try and get to this, this thing. Oh, that's not gonna help. Cyberpunk 2077, you know, I have not even thought about playing that. I was kind of excited for it when it came out. I was like, oh, this might end up being good, because I like The Witcher 3, and I also like The Witcher 2, but I wasn't gonna buy it brand new. I was planning on waiting and seeing what happened, and it's a good thing I did. I was thinking, in terms of Cyberpunk, I'm planning to get it when it comes down for like $20 Canadian, so it'll be like, I don't know, 15 US, so that'll probably be in a few years, and then I'll buy it in its more complete state, and likely enjoy it a lot more because of it. Patient gaming is sometimes a good thing. I don't know. Well, patient gaming in that sense doesn't always work with multiplayer games as an example, but single player stuff like Cyberpunk, you're almost always better to wait. You get a better deal on it, and you get a better game overall once it's patched. Oh yeah, no, Street Racing Syndicate is it's probably not gonna fly on YouTube, so it's better that I don't play it. Genuinely.
You got first place in the big prize. Just made it onto Streetcar Magazine.
A Streetcar Magazine, I'll take it. Okay, I'm seeing an event. Here we go. Street Cross. My kind of events, apparently, because we are, well, yeah, Shiny often censors things for comedic effect, so I mean, you could get away with Street Racing Syndicate on YouTube. You just have to skip the videos. And if you skip the dates in the videos, then you're probably good. Just well, with all those kind of games, you have to mute the music. Same thing with this game, which is unfortunate. I really think the music adds a lot to this game, but here we are in silence, just listening to the weird engine noises. I don't know what it is. I think the tune that we made for this Street Cross mode is just like wickedly quick. That's probably why I'm just flying ahead of these guys. For whatever reason, our tune is just crazy. Except around this, for whatever reason, I cannot keep grip around there. Goodness. These left-hand corners mess me up literally every time. Oh, come on now. Yeah, that was a 206. One of the best handling cars in the game. Don't what am I trying to say? It's not an underdog. It's basically a bit of a baller car in this game. One of the starter vehicles that you can bring to the end. At least the AI can. Easy win, goodness. Okay, I was thinking, this is bad, but if we end up playing Most Wanted, we should absolutely try and bring like a stock Cobalt as far as we can. Like, it's not a good car, but I don't see why not. Oh, there's money hiding back here. I'll take that. Thank you very much. $100. Okay. Alright, it's time that I set up a poll in the chat. Let's try it. Next game, question mark? So the first option will be Most Wanted 2005. Second option will be Carbon. Although I don't know how I'm going to get a copy of that. And the third option is Heat. Let's ask. A live stream with Shiny Eyed would probably not be innocent content. He has streamed with me before. We actually did some extremely long showcase streams. Your mom had a 206. Oh my goodness. Hey, you just tell your mom to grab a massive turbo, stick it on that 206, and just start flying away. Oh, jeez. Okay, I see that Most Wanted is winning our poll, which is good. That is an easy option, because I already own the game. However, I've got Most Wanted Black Edition, so we can break out that custom Camaro. I didn't change the speed meter? What do you mean? What have I done? I know I am a man of many mistakes, but what is it this time? Dun dun dun. Is it fixable? Oh, that's bad. Oh, that could have been... Well, that actually could have been much, much worse. Yeah, no, that's what I meant. The Black Edition with the extra Camaro. Which is kind of pointless, so... Yeah. There are no Corvettes in this game. That would be the next game. Most Wanted. I believe it's been a really long time since I played Most Wanted, but are there not Corvette cop cars in that game? Or am I thinking of a different Need for Speed? I totally thought there were Corvette police cars in that game. Please, more automate. You know, that is kind of my bread and butter, so don't worry. I just like to take breaks from them some weeks. Like, this past week I did Car Mechanic Simulator 2021 a week early, and I thought that was kind of interesting, but viewership says otherwise. But we'll be back to automation this week, I think. Easy. Goodness, these ones are flying. I'm basically just doing these because they only take like a minute and a bit to do, and I really, really want to hit that goal of just getting through as many races as I can. So far today, well, we started with yikes. Okay, we started with 4. That means I have done 7 races so far. That's pretty good. Okay, maybe we will attempt to do a URL race before the end of this stream. Because I'm just knocking off all the street cross at the moment. Yeah, no, you're right. Getting the engine out of the car is going to be a challenge, but that's part of the fun and also the challenge. If I don't challenge myself to do that stuff, then I'm never going to learn how to do my sort of dream of being able to engine swap cars and fabrication, that kind of thing. Be able to fabricate stuff myself is sort of my end goal, but we're not there yet, obviously. Baby steps. It's hard to think about, but like, one of the things I really had to do was force myself to learn how to drive manual by driving the Tibron. Even though I didn't want to a lot of the time, I was like, man, I gotta get out there and do this. This is a dream of mine to do. And that's sort of what led me to be able to stick with it and be alright with it now. But you really do have to push yourself, even if you have drive. Okay, that pun was a little bit too strong there. Still, Most Wanted is on top of the poll. After this race, I'll close it and we can see what the other responses were. I'm interested to see what you guys think about that. That's not an official decider. It's more of a gauging audience interest, I should say. I think the most amount of people we've had watching a Need for Speed Underground stream is somewhere like 70 people. On average, it's around 30 like it is now, so I feel like if you guys stick around, then that's all that I need for these streams. Just like viewership is one thing, but just having a chat that's active makes streaming way, way easier. And that's why I don't stream on Twitch, because there's nobody there. Okay, come on. Well, we're winning by a significant margin again, and oh no, it is totally possible that that I'm gonna run out of street cross events because I'm just doing them all over and over again. Okay, let's check out the poll, see where we're at. Okay, most wanted is 55%. Carbon 26, heat is actually last. That's not unexpected, but it is mildly unexpected. I thought that you guys would be more into heat, but that's okay. Oh, we have one more of these races left. Mountain drifts? Are you attempting to murder me? Okay, let's try and do some of this stuff over here. Oh goodness, yawning loudly but also trying to make it silent is difficult. Okay, I can breathe again.
Yo, dog. Word on the wire is that there's some action brewing in Cole Harbor East. I haven't been able to
Oh
pinpoint the
no.
exact location.
Okay,
You should be
we're
able to
good.
find them without much problem. It should be some easy pickings.
I am
Good luck. I'm out of here.
not particularly into the drifts, especially ones that involve traffic. The drifts that don't involve traffic are significantly easier, so we gotta hope for those instead of the downhill ones. However, as you probably already know, we're gonna end up probably having to do those anyways, because that's just how this game works. So we will get there eventually. We'll have a stream dedicated to just drifting. Oh man, that's gonna be a pain, but it has to be done. I want to complete this game, and it's gotta be done. Okay, so here is the next sort of street cross, and then this is the next URL race. Let's do this one. Let's try it. I want to see if I can't just get this one done. Get one of the 9 off the list. These ones are always super tricky. I think one of the one of the streams that I did, it literally took me an entire stream to do 2 of these races because I had to keep doing them over and over, which is not good. So I will try to do the best that I can without having to drop the game down into normal, that is. I don't want to do that unless I have to. 3 laps. This 3 laps might mean that we have to do 2 races. I didn't see, but that's likely the case here. That is a tricky corner every single time, but through the magic of having to do this track over and over again, I think I have mastered most of the corners. That being said, stringing them together is a whole other ordeal, so... Oh, come on, GTO, slow down. Slow down. Thank you very much. I'll take that. Yeah, you know, hardcore, just, I was playing the hardest difficulty. No, I just felt like normal wasn't really a challenge in this game, so that's why I turned it up to hard. Oh, talking about difficulty, I've been playing Dirt 5 on hard as well, and the game is still wildly easy, which is strange. And then some of the races are just extremely tough. For whatever reason, the difficulty spikes over and over again, and then it gets easy, and then just once in a while you'll run into a race that's nearly impossible. Very, very strange stuff. Oh, nice. Okay, one more lap, and we have this in the bag. I also have a lot of boost, so chances are good that we come home with a title, at least on race 1 of Probably 2. Ooh, that hurt. That hurt. Stay away from me, buddy. Get your R34 out of this space. Okay, that was just excessive violence on his part. I blame the ref for not seeing that. No, GTO, no, no, no. Boost, come on. Gone. Okay, oh no, never mind. Gone is my first position. No. Oh, that sucked. 4th place is not gonna do it. 3 points is gonna make it basically impossible to win, so I have to do that again. Yeah, most wanted 05. I'm gonna try and play on normal. We'll see if it's too easy. But I'm gonna be very hesitant to turn it up because I know that the harder. Oh, what the? Did you see that guy just teleport? No way! That RX-7 just teleported. That was ridiculous. That's the second time that's happened. It feels like the game thinks that he's in one spot, but he's totally not there, and then it just moves him up there as fast as possible. That was just insane. Alright, game is absolutely messing with me now. The guy all of a sudden had light speed on his nitrous, just boost. Endless boost. Okay, goal here is to pass the GTO in the same way that I did before. Say goodbye, GTO. Have fun out in the wilderness. And yeah, then hopefully we can hold for lap 2 and lap 3. Go out into the second race in 1st or 2nd. And that'll give us a good chance at the title, which would be nice. But so far this one isn't too bad, which is good. I really just have to hold it. Okay, maybe that is a bit of a challenge for me, but I just have to hold it the best that I can. And then get passed by a lizard skin R34, as you do. And then I'll just draft him for extra boost and pass him. Easy. Okay, we can definitely do this. I think we have it in us to pull out a 1st place on this track. So far, so good. But yeah, hopefully we don't get any guy that pings off into the front, as we have seen a few times. Need for Speed is messing with me in the worst ways possible, goodness. Yeah, you thought Most Wanted catch-up was bad, just welcome to Underground. The guys just teleport directly in front of you. It's like cyberpunk cops spawning behind you. Okay, if we get 2nd place to this R34, that's not bad. We just have to make sure that they don't come into any sort of podium position at the end of the next race. 2nd place will do. We can do it. Next race, okay. Run over the lady at the front, as is customary, and hopefully pull out a win. Tricky corner right at the beginning. This game hates me, that's okay. I absolutely despise that corner. But it's the only real bad one in this entire track, so we can deal with it. Hopefully. Okay, so in this one, we basically just need that one like greenish R34 to not win, and then we probably got it. That's not the car, I don't think, so unless it is the car, somebody tell me if you remember. But I don't think that's the car, so we should be able to do it in this position. Obviously I want to do as well as I can, but if this is how it has to be, then we should come in first, if I can hold it. G35 is quick, but I mean, even with extreme parts where our handling is poor, to say the least, so we still have some catching up to do. I really, I don't know. I'm feeling like we should probably try a different car. Not saying that the G35 is bad, but I do want to try out some other stuff. However, we have no other wide bodies, so we need that wide body cred. And the G35 does have a couple of unique performance upgrades, which are very helpful as well. Okay, around that, off the dirt as fast as possible. That guy is still flying away. Come on, game, let me have something here. Second place should do it. No, this is not coming easy. Oh, dang, RX-7, no. RX-7, yes. Second place, okay. Is 2 seconds enough to get us first? Yes, it is. Hey, we did it. 2 second places, and we got first overall. Let's win the third one of these, because I didn't expect there to be a third. Oh no, we're 1 point away. Okay, let's see what we can do about this. Oh, this is such a tricky corner. You can see that pretty much everybody's getting screwed on it. We'll probably have to do this one again, that's okay. Practice makes perfect. They're definitely padding out the game a little bit with these extended URL races, which is unfortunate, but it just means that we're going to be really struggling through the next 8 of them after I finish this. I swear every time they get a better exit than I do, I just cannot get that corner right. My fault though, I don't think it's the game. Power sliding everywhere, come on. Let's go. I don't think third place, ooh, unless a second gets handed to me. And that is our competitor right there. So we do have to make this guy disappear to the best that I can. This man needs to go. Down into last place, please. That is where you belong, sir. Yeah, that was some Wreckfest level driving there. Apologies in advance to all iRacing personnel in the chat. my game plan here is bodying my way to the top and not letting any of these R34s beat me. However, once we get a chance to have an R34, I'll probably pick one up too, let's be honest. They're pretty good. Okay, past the RX-7. I don't want to fight him, I just want to come out in front. Get a bit of a power slide in there. And boost out of the corner. We're gonna need a little bit of boost, so I'll save it, but man, if only that was the last lap. One more to go. Okay, one more. It's way better to just stop almost around that corner than it is to fly through it. Almost every time I fly through it, I end up sideways and crashing into stuff. That guy almost pit maneuvered me. Man, I'm gaining on him, but not really. Like, not enough. Try that maneuver. Probably not for the best. Oh, come on. That's that skyline, isn't it? Sorry, I'm pretty silent. I'm trying to focus here. I don't know if we're going to lose just because the RX-7 is out in front, but I'm hopeful that our 3 second places in a row will be enough to guarantee victory. Awkwardly, that sometimes is how this game works. And I finished with a 4-minute flat. 6. Yes! I did! I won! Yes! Oh, beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Easy race. Get second 3 times and it's yours. I'll take those points. New inventory in the car lot, boys. I think it's time that we went and checked that out. And we have 1 of 9 URL races done. 8 more left and a lot of world events left. Goodness. That was intense. That was pretty darn difficult. I don't want to do another one of those today. But we're going to have a stream where I just get through those. Oh, man. That's going to be a tough stream. Boy, oh boy. Supra, you know, I still have that Supra hanging around in the garage. Not something most people say. Yeah, you know, I've got a brand new Supra hanging around in the garage, lightly modified, hundreds of thousands into it, just hanging out while I drive my Infiniti. That's not the usual. All right, let's see what the brand new car is. I'm very curious to see if it's actually good. Oh no, this is not on GameCube. This is on PC natively. But yeah, we have money. Like, it's not like we can't upgrade cars. Oh, there it is, boys. The Holy Grail. The 206. It's beautiful. Look at that handling, okay? That is ridiculously strong handling for something so bad. I mean, what? Sorry, so good, yes. Okay, TT, there's the 350Z. And then G35 are right next to it. Weirdly, with this game, they made the 350Z have better handling and acceleration, but a lower top speed. I probably should be using this car instead of this one, but whatever. Oh. Okay, I was gonna say, I thought they just put the wheels on them. GTO, is that our new car? We have an Evo 8. I do want that. WRX. Oh, yeah, it's the STI. Sorry, my phone is going off. Did we just unlock the STI? That's a pretty cool car. I wouldn't mind having that in the garage, to be honest with you. However, I'm going to go back out to the Explore mode real quick. Just because I want to see if we've unlocked anything. Tibron is still here. Navigator, open for a sponsor car. So we do have a spot for a new car. And you can see that this car is, well, pretty wild on the old specs there. Supra, Navigator, and the Hyundai. The Supra's pretty good. I could probably max it. Same thing with the G now that it's totally maxed. The difference is mostly in handling and acceleration. So I would bet that the Supra probably maxes out top speed. But anyway. Okay, let's keep up with the G for this episode, and then we'll get back into it. But we do have an extra slot available for a new car. If and when I want to do something with it, that is an option. The problem is that we get a new car, and then all of a sudden we need to tune it and do all the new stuff to it. So, yeah. Okay, let's go do another street cross, because they're easy and short. See if we can get through the next two that are on the map, then maybe jump into a circuit or something. But I'm just trying to do these quick and easy ones to get that off our list. Run into a few trucks here and there, you know how it goes. The thing is as well, if we get a new car, we're going to need to do some sort of races on the side to get performance upgrades because, well, we need those pretty badly. Like, every little bit helps. Every little piece helps. Okay, here we go. Let's do it. Oh, that's bad. Okay. Well, I guess now that we're not doing URL races, I can calm down a little bit. Before I was like worried, but now, I mean, this is familiar territory. Although those races are familiar territory, they are difficult. And, yeah, goodness. They take way longer than just doing these. And they take a couple tries at least for each race as well. However, thankfully, these ones not taking too long. I'm thinking, oh, I had an idea of something to talk about and then I forgot what it was. Stream blank here. I think I was going to discuss, oh yeah, so the Mitsubishi Eclipse in this, that's probably chasing us at the moment, reminded me about something I've been thinking about with my Tibron. One of the things I've been thinking about is making it all-wheel drive, and I know that that's ridiculous and dumb, but it's not a common thing to do because it's ridiculous and dumb, and personally I really like uniqueness, and also sort of a challenge as well. It's kind of like, I know, as an example, like if I wanted to make more power with my G35, take out the engine and put something else in, the easy answer is an LS swap, because that's the cheapest way to get a bunch of power and get reliable power into most form factors. LS swap is the thing to do, and pretty much everyone does it for that reason. It's still cool, but I just feel like doing stuff that is unique, even if it doesn't make sense because an LS swap outclasses it, is still something that's worthy of people's time. I know in a lot of car communities, if you just mention like, man, I want to get more power, maybe I'm going to supercharge or something, people are like, nah, just LS swap. And that's not necessarily the best way to do things all the time, especially if you're going for creativity. So in an effort to be unique, I've been thinking about all-wheel drive swapping my Tibron and kind of just going through what that would entail. And obviously it would involve cutting the entire floor out of the car, which is insane. But it is totally possible, either with Mitsubishi parts or using existing Hyundai parts. It is totally possible to all-wheel drive swap a Tibron for whatever reason. In this case, the reason would be, hey, I was thinking about that. Maybe it would be fun. So let me explain to you what I've thought about so far. just maybe for your interest. But I mean, Forza, you can all-wheel drive swap anything and just clicking a button, but the reality of this is that it's extremely complicated. And way too expensive to be worth it. Genuinely, it would probably make a lot more sense, and it would be more sense cost-wise to probably just turbo the car or something. Like it turboing the car, bulletproofing the engine would probably cost less than it would to all-wheel drive swap. Where the heck? This race is like in a small nook. Anyway, let's do it. Yeah, that's true. Easy swap would be a V6 from a V6 Tibron. That would probably be the best thing to do. However, I think it would be very interesting to all-wheel drive swap it. Not saying that I'm going to do it, but I just feel like it would be very cool. So, here's what I propose. There are two ways to do it. One of them is to find a Mitsubishi Evo 8 because it has the exact same engine sort of layout. And the reason for that is because compared to normal Mitsubishi 4G63s, the the Hyundai 4-cylinder that I have is inverted slightly. So the transmission is on the opposite side, which means a lot more fabrication for the swap. But if you want to go full Mitsubishi, you can get a drivetrain from a Mitsubishi Evo 8, and then you have to graft all of that into the car, and that includes swapping the engine and custom pretty much everything. The option that I've been looking into more than that is a Hyundai Tucson or a Kia Sportage, which are both SUVs, that came with 4-wheel drive, and they also had a manual version of the 2-liter. So same engine, manual, all-wheel drive, in a cheaper package, I guess, that you could buy with the same engine. So it would be very interesting to be able to swap that sort of package into a Tibron, even though it doesn't make any sense. Like what Smash Killer's saying, lightweight is better than all-wheel drive in the snow. I mean, front-wheel drive isn't actually that bad in the snow. Front-wheel drive is good in the snow with winter tires. Front-wheel drive can be just as good as all-wheel drive if you can drive properly. We do get a lot of snow here, so all-wheel drive would be awesome, but the thing is that adding an all-wheel drive swap would add a lot of weight to the car, and that wouldn't necessarily be a good thing, even though the car can take it because it could potentially be equipped with a V6. You're going to have the same stock power, except going to 4 wheels instead of 2, and that kind of sucks. But anyway. We're out of street crosses, by the way. Completely out of street crosses. Those are the short races done. Time for the long stuff. So here's sort of the process that I was thinking about to swap the components from an SUV over to a Tibron. So you like, if I was to do it, I would be able to keep the stock engine, but I would need the transmission, the axles, the drive shaft, and the entire rear subframe, probably also the ECU, and some interior pieces as well, like the 4-wheel drive button, for example. I would need from a from the Kia or the Tucson. And then in order to make the swap happen, you gotta relocate the gas tank on the Tibron, which is ridiculously interesting, because that would mean that you may as well go for a fuel cell. And then while you're in there, it's like, oh man, just money being spent. But to do it on the extremely cheap, you would have to either modify or make your own subframe using the diff and the subframe that are from the SUVs. You would have to cut out the floor in order to mount the drive shaft to the back. You'd have to swap the ECU for the one that contains the system to be able to run the all-wheel drive. Transmission swap, obviously. I think the front axles would have to be swapped as well. And then obviously the rear hubs as well, because Tiburons are front-wheel drive, so there's nothing there. It's basically like taking... It's basically the same thing as the Mitsubishi, where you take an existing car and you graft all of its all-wheel drive components to the other car, except in this case, you don't have to change the engine. And one of the issues is that you have to make your own subframe, which would be a lot of fabrication, because you can't just slap an SUV subframe into a coupe, because obviously it's way too big, and it'll be, well, you'll have to fabricate to make it fit, so you may as well fabricate to make a new one. This is sort of where it doesn't make sense, just because it involves basically cutting out the entire floor to make it happen. And if you have your hands on a Mitsubishi 8 drivetrain, you may as well just drive that. And if you have your hands on a Tucson, then you should probably send them both to the scrapyard. But the manual all-wheel drive, or it's actually 4x4 Tucson or Sportage with the 4-cylinder are actually fairly rare, so it's difficult to find one in that spec to be able to steal from. But yeah, I don't know. This is just kind of the stuff that I think about sometimes, where I'm like theory crafting the all-wheel drive system of a Tiburon and realizing how difficult it would be, and then sort of deciding that it would probably be way too much for me. Not even probably, it would definitely be way too much for me. But it is really interesting, at least in my ideas. Oh, hold on a minute. Trying to read your comment. Yeah, no, you're definitely right. Like, if you think about it, the all-wheel drive system on a Tucson or a Sportage is like a soccer mom SUV all-wheel drive. Like, it's not a renowned all-wheel drive system like Mitsubishi Evolution stuff, and it's definitely not going to compete with Subaru. The interesting thing is that by the time you're done the swap, you probably could have just bought a WRX and been okay with it. But again, that's one of those, like, it's more worth it for the style and the ingenuity than it is in terms of budget. You kind of have to throw budget out the window if you're doing work like this. But yeah, I think even after you do all that stuff with the Sportage or the Tucson, you're not even guaranteed to have good working all-wheel drive, because your all-wheel drive might just be like an assist, all-wheel drive assist. It won't be on all the time unless you have some kind of manual override or something that you can work with. But yeah, it's not that simple. I think, well, for one, it's not a good idea, but it's just a very interesting idea. All-wheel drive swapping stuff sounds like a lot of fun, but the reality is that it's a ton of work. I think there are some exceptions. So if the car could possibly come with all-wheel drive from the factory, and then you can just swap in all-wheel drive components from one of those cars, then you're probably good. Like, if you bought, say, a Lancer and you wanted to put Lancer all-wheel drive, sorry, I gotta scratch my neck here, but if you wanted to put Lancer all-wheel drive, taking a drink of water, ooh, that would have been bad. You want to put Lancer all-wheel drive components from an all-wheel drive Lancer, not even Evo, on your car. That's a lot easier because it already exists a space for it. And it came like that from the factory, so, or at least a version of your car came like that from the factory, so it's going to be easier to swap. But if you're making a front-wheel drive car that never came all-wheel drive into all-wheel drive, it's going to be a pain. And then rear wheel, same deal. Probably more difficult that way. Because then you're working on the entire front end instead of the rear end. And obviously there's an engine in the way. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too much, but I think ultimately, in terms of my personal car, something I need to do before anything else is I gotta swap the timing belt, or at least check it, because I don't know how old it is, and that's one of those things that goes bad on these engines. So before doing anything, I gotta be sure that that's good. And then after that, if I'm gonna do any performance stuff, it'd probably be trying to turbo the car, which would be hilarious, and also probably a failure, but it would be a lot of fun to at least attempt it. But yeah, goodness. Another race down, and... oh. Okay, let's do one more. And replace it with timing gears. You mean a timing chain? Let's jump over to this here and see if we can do it. See if we can't just do it. Probably not. Oh wait, I'm going the wrong way. It's literally over here. The arrow is lying to me. Why? Oh, why arrow? When I could just go this way. There we go. Alright, let's do it. Big highway chase. Man, oh man. I'm trying to knock off as many races as we can today, and we're definitely doing it. Okay. 3 laps. Can we do it? This is going to be a long track, so... oh no. Okay, probably best to just stay on the flat ground, I would think. It seems like it would be quicker. Oh, timing gears come before... interesting, okay. I might actually have to look into that, because I have no... well, no knowledge of those things. Oh, come on. Throw me right into the traffic, right, boys? That's just rude. Lincoln Town cars are 10K? Well, I mean... sometimes. I always find that those are much more expensive just because airports will buy them, like limos. Even with a ton of kilometers on them, they'll buy them and then they drive them for another 200 or 400,000 Ks. One time my grandpa picked me up in a I think it was a town car, and it had like 600,000 kilometers on it. Town car limo that was used to charter people. I think it was used to bring people to the airport and back from a city that was a couple hours away. So it did that trip a lot. 600,000 Ks on the thing. Just ridiculous. But sitting in it, I mean, it was definitely worn, but it didn't really feel like it was falling apart. It just, I don't know, felt like a town car. Oh. The city section is pretty tricky. That concrete barrier gets me every time there, goodness. Oh, that was close. That was darn close. my dad used to have a Mercury Grand Marquis from '95, and that was actually the car that I learned to drive in the snow with. Because I'm born late in the year, so when I got my driver's license, I I was taught how to drive in the snow, just because that's what was on the ground at that point. And then my mom was busy with her car, so I was with my dad in his. He was teaching me how to drive in the deep snow sometimes with a Grand Marquis. But it actually set me up for, I think, good habits, like my Infiniti G35 sedan, for example. I mean, I've driven it in the snow for like 4 years. It's got a decent amount of power, and driving in the snow, I don't have any issues most of the time. I have gotten stuck once, very embarrassingly, right outside of my wife's cousin's house. With the family watching in the window, I got my car stuck in a snowbank, which was very embarrassing, but then all the guys in her family came out and pushed me out. But I think that's the only time I've ever gotten stuck. And that was my own fault. I was just being dumb. Good winter tires on a rear-wheel drive, and you can definitely get through a lot. However, I have moved further north since then, and I don't live in southern Ontario anymore. So it's a lot snowier here in the more northern region. And I think last winter was pretty tame. It seemed like it was not as crazy as it could be. Oh goodness, we have done a few races this time, just a few. Man.
There are some guys from Finland's GTI.
And we have another one of those bonus races. We will definitely be doing that in a bit, but first I want to save. Just to be sure that we don't lose any of this progress. But hey, guys, I just wanted to say, leave a like before you leave the stream if you've been enjoying things. I appreciate it a lot. And yeah, we'll be back again with some more Need for Speed next time. And I appreciate you guys educating me on timing gears as well. I'll have to look into that more. We have managed to knock off 13 races in this video or stream. 13 races is significant, but it's still gonna be quite a ways until we get to the next one. Oh man, okay, we've got circuits, drags, drifts, sprints, tons of URL races left. It's yeah, maybe next time we'll go hard on the sprints, try to get those finished, and then we're gonna have to do drifts at some point. And I will cry when that happens. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. I'm losing my voice. I'll see you again next time. Have a good night if you're in the Eastern time zone or like. And have a good morning if you're up at 3 a.m. not cross. What are you doing? I'll see you guys again next time. Appreciate you sticking out.